So I want to show you this piece of pool equipment I have. It's called a multi-cyclone. It's kind of part of the filtration system. So the way it works is water goes from the pool up through here and up through here into the leaf vac, filters out all the big leaves, then down and then over through here through the main pump, filters out more leaves and sticks and bigger parts, and then up through here before it makes its way into the filter, through the filter and out. What this does is it kind of goes in a circle and pulls any particles that are heavier than the water down, and they kind of sit at the bottom, and then you can release them. While I was cleaning yesterday, I noticed there was a really small leak, or maybe actually, I think the leak actually just happened yesterday while I was cleaning. So I'm gonna turn this on for a second to kind of show you what was going on. So once it builds up some pressure, you'll see it start to spit out here. See how it's working? And it's not coming from this connection. It's coming from actually in there. So, really frustrating, this little leak that kind of popped up yesterday. So I bought a replacement one, and it looks like what I'm gonna have to do is take it apart here, though this one is a slightly different model number. This one does 50 PSI while this one does 100, which really doesn't matter. The most a pool should ever get up to is this kind of foggy, but 30 PSI would be the maximum you ever want to pool at. 20, 15 to 25 is fairly normal. So I'm gonna take it apart and hopefully measure it, and hopefully the size lines up where I don't have to do any plumbing work and cut anything. So the best I can tell by holding up a measuring tape and kind of gauging it, they're both about 20 inches long. So this one should fit in just fine. And I'll replace it later and kind of show you how that works out. Okay, so I read the instructions. Just an FYI, this came with a 2-year warranty. It's been about 5 years, and so there's no warranty, but here you can see the bubbles kind of going up and it's losing water. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain this one. It does that, but if you open this up, it'll flow regularly. So you gotta let air into the system, let all the water out. And it's very easy. These will probably already be installed over there because this is the same piece here. You have these O-rings here, which put a little bit of lubricant on right here. Anytime you take any of this apart, you have O-rings and everything, and you're supposed to lube them up. If you're taking off your salt cell, if you're taking off the leaf vac, the cover for this, you take off your filter, there's a really big O-ring and you're supposed to lube it up. And I have my gigantic wrench just in case I need it. So that's done, and I'll start taking this apart. So it's very easy, take these off. I did use my wrench. I take my salt cell off very regularly, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. And I use again my wrench because sometimes it leaks. So now we'll remove this. So I just took it off, and a side-by-side comparison shows that they're pretty much the same size. So I'm going to put this piece together for this one and get that on. So it's going to go like this. I didn't put it together yet, but you have that ring here, and then any of these parts that glue together, I'm going to sand them a little bit and use some PVC glue. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. On these parts that screw in, I'm going to use same Teflon tape and put it around here and screw those in, kind of make a tighter seal. And one of the reasons why you use sandpaper on the areas you're going to do the glue is to make it a little bit rougher. I don't know 100% why, it's just what I've been taught to do, but I think it kind of makes the glue hold on better, and when you put them together you twist them and it kind of helps it seal up a little bit better. Get that put together. Okay, so my glue was all dried up. It must not have been shut correctly. So I'm going to go make sure I get some more PVC glue, and I'll actually just use this piece for now on the end, especially because I want the glue to settle and I don't want to really turn it on immediately. So I'll put this one on tomorrow after I've glued it up, but for now I'll just install this old one on the new one. So it's on. I tightened it with the wrench, put the old piece on. This had a small leak, so it might leak out here, but let's kick it on. I have the whole motor off. Instead of having it off here, I have it off at the breaker, so it doesn't turn back on, because it's been off for about a day and I didn't want it automatically to turn on. So it comes up through here. It'll start filling up with water. Let's see if there's any leaks. So you can see there's some air in the system. Right here, this valve, you couldn't open that up to let air out. Eventually water will start coming out of here. But I don't see any leaks. Not broken. So the air's coming out there. There's still some air in the system. But sometimes you can see air bubbles in here, which actually I don't see any. Just a little bit, very minimal air in the system. But over here, you kind of see the pop-ups kind of letting some air out, and some air still coming out of the aerator there. But it looks like it's working. So that is how you change a multi-cyclone powered filtration water system. Also, one thing that this does is it reduces waste, like water waste and filter use. And so the whole point is, you have a sand filter, you don't have to backflow it as much. If you have a cartridge filter, you can clean those a lot less. So it makes cleaning a lot easier. You just open this up. I told you it has a little bit of a leak. You open this up, let all the crap out, and you don't have to clean it as often. So it's really useful. Anybody can buy one. It's very easy installation, just on the top into your filter. A lot of times they just go from the motor into the filter, so you just kind of bypass it. Make sure the piping is supported, and you're all set. Quick, before I throw this away, you can see the crack in it right here. See the crack where it's not supposed to be? That's where it was leaking. A lot of people don't check their pool equipment. Again, I'm a home inspector and I'm doing pools all the time, but people are surprised at how often they have leaks when they have a pool person out every week or two. And they're like, I even one time some guy's like, pools just leak, it's just what they do. And I didn't argue with the guy, but keep an eye on your pool stuff. Mine is a little more visible than I'd actually like. I should have a cover over this, but so many times at homes it's farther away. So keep them visible. Go check on stuff and make sure things aren't leaking. It's not hard to learn how to do your own maintenance. You know, if you want a pool expert, go to swimuniversity.com. That guy is awesome, and he'll show you all kinds of cool crap.